Kids Eco is a unique social enterprise in West Lothian, and we provide affordable services for families in the area. Part of that is the shop where we recycle baby and children's goods, and we also run kids classes and craft classes as well. When starting Kids Eco, although I went out and researched into recycling and into the actual community and what the need was here, the premises became available at very short notice, and I kind of jumped on it and didn't really think it through overly great at the time. It's not been a bad thing, we've just had to learn on our feet, and I think that Ditto, for me, is the answer to that problem.
Merry-go-round provides low-cost children's goods for people that perhaps couldn't afford to buy them new, or that want to do the green thing and buy something second-hand rather than buying it new. There's a lot of good quality items out there, and we want to decrease the amount that's going to landfill with unused goods that can be passed on for the benefit of other people, and also to stop people purchasing new goods, which is obviously detrimental to the environment. And we also want to provide these goods at low cost, because it can be quite expensive setting up for a new baby, and we want to make sure that people have access to low cost goods and not having to shell out a lot of money for items unnecessarily. Some of the things that I could have done with some help with are the things that I had to learn from scratch that I didn't already have experience in, like taking on a property, learning the retail side of things, how to get volunteers, how many volunteers I might need, how to negotiate a lease. These are all things that I had no idea about, and it was really useful to be able to go to another similar organisation and ask their experiences.
Ditto is a way of spreading good social enterprise ideas. It gives people a proven business model that's been tried and tested before. Firstport works with hundreds of social entrepreneurs every year. We know what works and we know what's successful, and we can use our 10 years of business advice and experience to really hone those ideas. We've been doing this in an informal way. We've been connecting people, encouraging them to learn from each other. So what Ditto is doing is it's taking this to the next level. It's really stepping it up and connecting this in a much more structured way, bringing together all this experience and knowledge and practice to create an off-the-shelf product.
I think that the benefits of replicating an existing model, such as a franchise, are that you're taking a system that's already been developed by somebody who's put in expertise and time and effort in creating a model that works, and therefore in replicating it you're hopefully going to in turn replicate the success of that business model.
If you're going to replicate something, it makes sense to replicate something that is working. So maybe the owners have spent 2 or 3 years buying the wrong equipment, marketing in the wrong way, not quite having the setup or the layout of the business correct. I think the benefit of using a business like that to try and replicate it is they've made the mistakes, they know what they wouldn't do again, and this time when you replicate it, when you copy what they're doing, they've got it right.
We're taking franchising principles from the private sector and applying a softer form of replication in a much more localised way to help more people set up social enterprises across Scotland. And this really takes from the best of both worlds: the private sector's ability to scale up business models that have a proven track record, and social enterprises' ability to respond to the most pressing social and economic needs facing communities.
Everything Baby is really an idea to get pre-loved baby goods onto the high street in a way that makes it easy for families to donate the goods in the first place, but also to be able to afford the cheap prices in the shop and be able to know that they can come into the shop and have a reliable, wide range of quality goods which are great for them and their families. The model that we're using is the basic charity shop model, in that it will take donated goods from the public. We'll be using hopefully a volunteer team to staff the shop and be able to process the goods that we get given, and then be able to present them in the shop premises and sell them on. So it's a straightforward charity shop model, but it won't feel like a charity shop that you've gone into before. It will feel like a wonderful space really that's very welcoming, that's a real sort of boutique feel to it. Easy to get your buggy around if you've got a wee baby, easy for you to sit down, and easy for the little ones that you maybe have with you to sit and play while you do the shopping. I've just had a new baby and it's not easy for me to think of all of these ideas from scratch at all, but I can deliver, I can make the things happen. Having Ditto support means that I'll be able to have a higher profile for the project, and I think it will mean that Everything Baby happens a lot faster and a lot more effectively.
We think Ditto is a perfect fit for investing in ideas. Probably because quite often we see a range of good ideas that people have had and maybe taken forward in one area, but for whatever reason they haven't felt able to, or they haven't wanted to roll those out into other areas. So Ditto seems like a brilliant way of combining good business ideas, the right kind of help, the right kind of support with social entrepreneurs, so that we can see more of those good ideas taking root in more places and helping more people. With all of our programmes, we're really trying to help bring about improvements for communities and the lives of people most in need. And with investing in ideas, we think we can help a wide range of groups and organisations come up with ways of developing new services or doing things differently that will help address that aim. And it's really about bringing new ideas into play. The combination of really good, well-developed business templates and the right kind of support will help new entrants to the world of social enterprise feel confidence that they have a good chance of making the venture work.
I believe that one of the benefits of replicating the model and using the Ditto format is that you're going to have social enterprises starting up already using templates that work. A successful business model will then be taken across different sectors, and it will be something that will evolve in the marketplace much quicker than new businesses starting up and having to reinvent the wheel themselves.
I think the major benefit is to avoid the costly mistakes that the other people have made. I think it's important when you're starting a business to have some confidence that you know what you're doing. If you're thinking of starting a community coffee shop, everybody knows how a coffee shop should run, but it's a wee bit like a swan. It glides along the top, but the feet are going hell for leather underneath. And I think it's a wee bit like that if you're trying to copy somebody's idea. So what we needed to do was try and identify the key measures, the key ideas. And I think if people copy what we've done, then they will avoid the major mistakes.
I think that Ditto will be an absolutely fantastic resource for people setting up a social enterprise similar to Kids Eco. Basically, if you've got a tick list there of things that you need to do, you can make sure they're in motion before you actually open your shop. And things like staff handbooks are very important as well, so that you know what you're telling your volunteers and your staff before you actually have them in post. So it's a great way of learning before you go in, rather than doing what I did and actually getting yourself up and running almost backwards.
Ditto is a great idea for anybody thinking about setting up a social enterprise. They can go and they can learn what it takes and learn lots of information from people that have already been through the process. And I would love to show people around here at Merry Go Round and hopefully inspire them and let them see that it does work and it's something that they could do in their own communities as well.
Replication means that successful projects can happen in different parts of the country. It means that you'll be able to take a successful business model and, with a wee bit of tweaking, I think, be able to bring it into your community in a way that is really effective and means that the energy and the resources are used most effectively to get the social enterprise up and running.
Over the next 12 months, we're going to add to the bank of ideas. We're going to start matching social entrepreneurs to those ideas, and we're going to be looking for partners to take Ditto out across Scotland. My personal ambition is to take Ditto into every community in Scotland. Just think, if we have 10 ideas and multiply each idea 10 times, that's 100 new start-up social enterprises. That's at least 100 new jobs, all working to make a difference in Scotland.
Ditto.
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 Ditto.